Well, we're back here at the Hall of History taking our look again at the Roaring Twenties and a little bit more of the Harding administration and some of his scandals, if you will, going on during his presidency. Louis Armstrong on here, Babe Ruth. It was a time of the flappers. Prosperity was going, and people were enjoying life. It's interesting, if you're a fan of Downton Abbey, this is the time period this season's show is on. It's interesting watching the younger characters dressing up in the clothes of the era and the dancing and the music going on. Really gives you a good idea of what was going on in America, even though it takes place over in England. The Harding administration wanted to get the country back to what it was before World War One. Not too successful with that, I guess. Interesting to note, on the Democratic ticket, Franklin Roosevelt ran as the vice presidential candidate, and when we started getting to the 30s and the 40s, FDR was probably one of the top three influential historical figures in the world at that time. Might be argued one of the top 10 probably in the world, at least in world history of all time. You could make that case for that. The Harding administration, one was the Ohio gang. That's where he just kind of got his old buddies and put them in government positions. They can make some money, pretty good money at the time, and not do much of anything. This still goes on somewhat. And the Veterans Bureau, Forbes magazine, might have heard the name before. He was taking medical supplies and selling them off and keeping the money for himself. He took this from the Veterans Bureau. Veterans Bureau was in the news not too long ago during the sequester. Other scandals, the big one was called the Teapot Dome, and it dealt with oil-rich public lands. Again, oil rears its head even in the 20s, and we're doing our look at oil as we go through this second semester. On August 2nd, in 23, he died, and Calvin Coolidge ended up taking over the presidency. Coolidge wanted, to kind of a stoic individual, and wanted to get things back to normal in the presidency, bring respect to it. At this time, there was a lot of prosperity going on, and really two of the big reasons was government got out of the business of interfering in businesses, and also the tax rate was cut. Not too unlike Reagan in the 80s. There was always this battle going on between how much Americans should be taxed and how much government should interfere in business. And it still goes on to this day, no doubt about it. Some other causes of prosperity was business intervention and technology. Technology was just increasing by leaps and bounds, even as it is now. The whole idea of mass production. Kind of interesting to note that it talked about Ford Motor Company. It said that Ford said you could have any color car you want as long as it was black, because they could produce these things. And when you start getting them off the assembly line, it really dropped the price of things down. It made them affordable for most people. You might not think $5 a day was big time money for Ford Motor Company, but that was also good money at the time. Especially, also you had their work hours reduced. Again, the new technology, the automobile, the airplane started taking off. Radio, we looked at some of the other things, the typewriter. All these technological innovations really fueled the prosperity of the 20s.